Ask Tom on Home Show.
Joe from Northwest Houston has a question about a generator alternative.
Yeah, he lives in an all-electric house, okay, meaning there's no gas. And so it cuts his options down. Joe writes, there's no room either for an on-demand generator because of how his house is put there. He says, a home shopping channel is offering this portable power station. Could this be an alternative for people who cannot have a demand generator when the electric goes out?
The answer is no, not for the electricity on the house. But this is an interesting question because there's so many different types of power packs now. And it goes all the way to the generator. Let's say, Charlie, you have a bigger generator than I do in my house, and yours is water-cooled, mine's air-cooled. What people need to do is, in an emergency, you have to decide what your needs are in an emergency. And then you have to find something that will fill those needs. It could be something, and I have this as an example, I have this little phone case that actually has a battery in it that will charge my phone in case I'm away from a charger for a long period of time and I'm traveling. So this is a perfect example of a small little generator that people would use. And then you can get into something big, like a big water-cooled one that when the power goes off, your whole house just powers back up and you don't even miss but a few seconds of electricity and you don't have to do a thing. So my answer to this is no, this is not an alternative. It's not something that will replace that. But find out what your needs are. Could this be the one thing you need just to keep a phone charged and a radio on or whatever the case you may be? You're just going to have to decide what you can do because there's all kinds of different ones. Even if it's just a gasoline-powered generator you put in the backyard, start it up, and just keep your refrigerator going and a television going. So you got to just figure out what the needs are. But this is not a replacement.
Those would be the priorities, you know?
For me, it would be. For some
mom's
people,
heart lung machine, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's out of it.
The game's on. No.
Call Life Flight.
No.
Yes.
But all kidding aside, look at this thing a minute, though. What this would be perfect for, Tom, is your application where you're down there in Brownsville doing your show, and the power may go out for a few hours. Something like this would probably power you for 3 or 4 hours. That kind of equipment, that small thing.
When you say power me, but you're talking about powering my radio equipment.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Not letting the air conditioning system run.
No, you'd get sweaty. You'd get sweaty pretty quick.
I'd be sweating in the show. And I have a little generator that's a propane generator in case that ever happened. I'll just run an extension cord right in here and boom, and I got a battery-powered backup. I can be back on in probably 15 minutes flat, and that wouldn't be a problem. But I still would be miserable afterwards. I still would not have my television and my air conditioner and my refrigerator running, but at least I could stay on the air. So that's a need, and we fill a need. We have to find out what that need is. 15? That's why when you call, wait a minute, that's when we call like KISS generators. They're going to say, what do you want to run? So they're going to size it and they're going to have the switch box do exactly that. So those needs can be huge or can be very small, like my little phone charger.
15 minutes off the air. You know, when you're doing a radio show, 15 minutes.
I know.
It's a long time.
But if you get another 2 hours on, those people, you know what happens? And this is what a lot of people don't realize. People forget that 15 minutes as long as you finish the other 2 hours. They'll say, oh, yeah, well, what 15 minutes? They'll forget it. But everybody hangs up and goes somewhere else until you're back on the air. You're right.
Well, and you talked about KISS. That's one of our home show pros, KISS generators. And you'll find them right here on our homepage at HomeShowRadio.com. And then, of course, we have them sorted by category for you, too. In case you can't remember KISS, but you can remember generators, you're in luck. We've got you covered. And by the way, that's also where you'll find the Ask Tom button. Click on that. Send us your question. Be happy to get it. You can send it in writing like everybody else has, or you can be innovative and send us a video. But if you do decide to write to us, see down there it says pictures help. That means that's what we want you to do. Send us pictures because that helps us to do a better job for everybody. Do a better job answering these. That's what we're trying to do. That's why we post a new one every day on our Facebook page, at the Home Show Radio YouTube channel, and of course, HomeShowRadio.com.